Hello students. So here we come up with the extra questions of chapter number 4, Once in a Village. This is going to help you to prepare for your exam because we may have the exams offline also as the circumstances are becoming and we are getting the news from our education minister. So we should be prepared for any eventuality. So children, you can write down the extra questions and answers here from here. So first one is, where was the village situated? So the village was situated near the forest. Second one, how was the forest a friend of the villagers? The forest provided the villagers with many things like fruits, wood, leaves, roots and flowers for various purposes. In this way, the forest was the friend of the villagers. Now the third one, why did the villagers cut down the trees? The villagers cut down the trees because they needed space to build their houses and fields to grow food. Now, next one, fourth one, what did the wise ones warn the villagers? The wise ones warned the villagers not to cut down the trees as if they did so, it would bring them trouble. Now, fifth one, what was only left in the forest? Some clumps of neem and some thorn bushes were only left in the forest. Next, what happened for 2 years? It did not rain in the village for 2 years. Next one, what happened when there was no rain for 2 years? Children, what happened? When there was no rain for 2 years, the grass turned brown and had withered, the ponds dried, the lotuses had died, the ducks and geese left the village and the river had become a muddy trickle. So these were the things which happened in the village when it did not rain. Next, eighth one, what did the villagers promise? The villagers promised to plant saplings if it rained. Next, ninth one, what had happened to the trees? The trees had shed their leaves and held up bare with bony arms to the sky. It means that all the leaves had shed and only the branches were left on the trees. What had happened to the river? The river had turned into a muddy trickle. Next one, what did the villagers do as it rained? The villagers sang and danced to express their joy and planted more and more saplings to fulfill their promise. Now children, some of you were asking for the textual questions also. So I have made the answers of those textual questions also. You can write them in your notebooks. Yes. Answer to the first question, how was the forest a friend to the villagers? The forest was a friend to the villagers because it gave them many things like fruits to eat, wood to make their homes, leaves and roots to make medicines, and flowers too. Second question, what had caused them to cut down the trees? The growing population in the village had caused them to cut down the trees. Next one, what had the wise ones warned the villagers? The wise ones warned the villagers not to cut the trees as they were their friends. If they hurt them, they would get into trouble. People would get into trouble. You can write down people also there. People would get into trouble. Next, Fourth answer, the cutting of trees brought drought into the village, which resulted in drying of ponds and rivers and destruction of life. The cutting of trees brought drought into the village, which resulted in drying of ponds and rivers and destruction of life. Fifth answer, what did the villagers promise to do? The villagers promised to plant more and more saplings if it rained. Sixth one, how did the village become green again? When it rained, the villagers planted many saplings and took a good care of them, which helped the village to become green again. Children, I hope you are happy to get the question answers in this form, because many were asking me to put down the questions and answers. Children, if I get the time, I'll post the question and answers for each and every chapter which is required. And children, start noting down these question answers also in your notebooks, and I have posted them here so that you can listen to each and every word and write down. And children, I want you to listen and write. Even if you get a problem in getting the spelling, you can see, but children, I want you to listen and write. This would help you to improve your spelling speed and dictation habit. Fine, children? So goodbye, children. We'll meet again with the next chapter.